All right, what's going on, guys? Quick market review over today's price action, Wednesday, May 15th. So, all-time highs here on the weekly chart for NASDAQ. All right, right in the crosshairs. We didn't reach that today, but I'm expecting that to be obviously the next draw, either tomorrow or Friday. And this right here is a new week opening gap. We'll look at how that was used on the lower time frame to frame a few trade ideas to go long. So we'll take a look at that. Extended through here on the daily chart. All right, again, buy side. I shared in the weekly forecast how these highs were just way too smooth, okay, way too clean, and you can see in the crosshairs. So expecting this to be tagged pretty soon. Hourly chart here. Notice the bodies respecting consequent encroachment of that new week opening gap. So if we go back a couple of days, these lows here, we dropped down, clearing sell side. I believe this was CPI, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Fed chair, one of the two. Buy side, equal highs up here, ran that. Fair value gap here, breakaway gap, leaving majority of this fair value gap open. So that's showing signs of strength. Consolidation, rally, new week opening gap being used as support. Smart money accumulating longs in here, taking it up and possibly reaching for a new all-time high in the NASDAQ shortly. 15-minute chart. All right, fair value gap. Was that CPI? No, we actually had CPI today. So this drop down here, this was from FOMC or Fed chair speaking. And today, this right here was from CPI. Rallied up, consequent encroachment of this fair value gap on the 15-minute time frame. Beautiful. Look at the bodies once more, respecting consequent encroachment of that new week opening gap. And then not much left to say about it. Beautiful rally, just falling short of that all-time high. 5-minute chart. Here's your silver bullet on the 5-minute time frame. Clearing sell side underneath this low, trading into this inefficiency here. Look at the bodies. Again, new week opening gaps are so important and are so influential on price action. Look at the bodies respecting and staying inside of that new week opening gap. We get displacement. This is also a balanced price range. Single pass down with a fair value gap. Single pass up with the fair value gap. This small little drop down here, that's called an institutional order flow entry drill. Partial, small entry inside of a fair value gap, and then it's off to the races. So that is your silver bullet set up on the 5-minute time frame. If you missed this, there's also a small little fair value gap. You could go into your charts and look at this yourself. Small little fair value gap there, trade down into it, and then we rally. All right, 1-minute chart here. Sell side, drop down after the open, clearing all the sell side, trading trading into that large inefficiency created with CPI. We're pricing in some of that. We rally, fair value gap, rally, fair value gap. Where does this fair value gap form? We also have 2 down close candles, bullish order block, but the fair value gap forms right on top of that new week opening gap. That right there is your silver bullet on a 1-minute time frame. Drops down, you can buy that. Buy side liquidity up here. Boom. Consecutive down close candles before this rally. Bullish order block. Trade down into that. Displacement. Fair value gap here. Stays open. Treat that as a breakaway gap. Off to the races. All right. Now, this is something for you to journal. During the lunch hour, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, you can expect some sort of manipulation, some sort of liquidity raid. Now, on a day like today, when we're really trending and it's one directional, when we enter the lunch hour, it's reasonable, reasonable to expect a continuation like we see here. But before you get this continuation, what you want to see is some sort of manipulation or a run on short-term sell stops. We get that here. We run this low, take out traders who have made money going long all morning. Okay, where are they putting their stop loss? They're trailing it here, trailing the stop loss up here, trailing it here, trailing the stop up here. Okay, we have not run sell side a single time. Okay, traders are just making money all morning. We get to lunch, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. This candle here that swipes the sell side occurs exactly at 12 o'clock. Drop down, punish traders who have trailed their stop loss up too tight. They're taken out of the market. Look at the body staying above this low. And then, again, off to the races. Fair value gap takes off, and it's pretty much just a continuation all throughout lunch leading into the PM session with a short-term consolidation failing to reach that all-time high, but I'm expecting that to be tagged either during London or tomorrow um, during the AM or PM session or possibly Friday. But want to see this high taken out sooner than later. And that's it. So pretty easy, one directional day, bullish. We were looking for longs all morning and played out like textbook. All right, check out the weekly forecast. This is something you definitely want to journal. Definitely want to journal the past few days, past few weeks. Look at the weekly forecast. If you're struggling with bias, you're struggling with how to read the higher time frame and use that to frame setups on the lower time frame, please look at the weekly forecast. All right, so that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. Message me in the Discord privately or in the public chat. Promise I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'll see you guys, subscribers, in the market tomorrow morning at 9:30. All right, peace.